For what?
It's time! Watch out! It's time! Watch out! It's time! Are you ready? It's time.
It's time.
I
I thought you were going to say. Sorry.
It is time. I forgot I was. It is time for another project here on the homestead.
That's right. It's time to get our hyperadobe earthbags back out for a new project.
And I know what you're thinking. Why are you starting another project when you have a million other projects going on?
That's a good question. So
We have answers.
We're in the middle of stuccoing the chicken garden and eventually the solar shed because a lot of that plaster failed. But it's too cold to do that right now.
Yes.
And it's going to be too cold for a bit longer.
Yes, and we are still in the process of finalizing plans and saving money for our house build.
Yes.
So, that leads us to this project.
Yeah. We need a bathroom.
Yep,
A small bathroom.
yes. You may know that we like to have people over, and when we do that, there is no place for them to go to the restroom.
Yes. We have a composting toilet in the Airstream. But that is for family use only.
Yep.
And so when people come out, we want to have a place for them to comfortably go to the bathroom. But we want to do it in a sustainable, eco-friendly way.
Enter in the Watershed Management's 3-barrel composting system.
Or in our case,
7 barrels.
7 barrels, because there's a lot of us.
This building is a small build. The inside measurements are 7 by 10.
The goal with this is to get it done as quickly as possible. No 8-month
Nope.
build,
Nope.
no 6-month build.
Nope.
Like, we're hoping 2 months tops,
Yep.
like start to finish.
Now, that doesn't include plaster unless it's time to plaster later on. This can sit here for a while without the plaster.
That's the nice thing about the hyperadobe bags is they are UV treated and they'll last for years without needing any cover, technically.
Right, so the main goal with this building is walls, a roof, and a toilet.
Yeah, the whole composting system, which we're going to get into later, but there's a whole way you're supposed to set it up so that it's safe and effective, and we'll make sure that we do that. And apparently the camera turned off, so let's just get started. Now we could have done this by hand, digging out this trench area, but friends, Jason and Selena, Factotum Farms, they're like, no, we got this, we can do it. So thank you guys, because this is gonna save us a lot of time.
Good soil. Usually it's all sand, but this is like got quite a bit of clay in it. So I wish I had my garden beds.
Ocho. Ocho. Seriously?
Oh, jeez.
What was that?
Hey, can you sit? So we've dug a hole.
Yep.
And we're learning very quickly that we should have probably put our stakes way far out so that we could restring.
Yeah, the last part of the hole that we dug, we just couldn't see the lines anymore because they got covered.
Yeah.
So anyway, we've kind of roughly cut out where we think it should go, but I think what we're going to do now is put some stakes back in and rerun the lines and get the inside dimension. So the bags are 15-ish inches, right? And so we need to measure in about 15 inches each way.
We'll square where our composting barrels will be, that area,
Yes.
and then we'll measure out off of that and make sure that this is square.
And actually, we did it 3 feet bigger, which is actually more than what we needed.
Yeah, so we
because
should be able
15 and 15 is only 30,
Yeah.
not 36.
So we should be able to stake on the inside and then go off of the inside line instead of the outside line. Does that make sense?
Well, we're going to stake it, and we'll see what happens.
Okay, we have measured the inside dimension of where our composting barrels will be. And we did a quick Google search the other day because we were having a really hard time making things super square. We thought if we go 10 by 7 and 10 by 7 that it would be square. Turns out it doesn't work that way.
I mean, only if you're perfect.
Yeah, but we're not. So, quick Google search. If you go from this corner to 3 foot, this corner to 4 foot, and then measure from the 3 foot to the 4 foot, and if it's 5 foot across that angle, you are square.
How does that work?
Math.
Okay.
All right, well, we're going to set the barrels in here and just make sure that we have enough room. If we do, our next step will be leveling where our bags will go because we are going to lay a layer of bags before we do anything else.
Yes, exactly.
Not today.
No, not today.
I mean, that'd be pretty fun. Maybe we should.
We don't have the other...
Okay,
one
never
thing
mind.
we haven't talked about, which we should have done at the beginning, is another reason that we're doing one more earthbag project before we start the house, is we want to try to build these without cement.
Right. We're going to see how well it works. We're going to bring in some clay-heavy soil and mix it with our sand. And we are also going to be experimenting on this back wall with a vapor barrier under our bags that are underground.
Right, because all the water runs this way.
Yeah.
But we don't have that clay here, so we can't start doing bags. That was my kind of whole...
Also, we can't do bags because we need to put a rubble trench down. There's lots more steps.
So a lot of trips to the gravel yard first and putting things in.
Yeah.
Anyway, blue barrels. That's what we were talking
Yeah,
about.
we're gonna put the barrels in. Ready?
Yeah.
Imagine, if you will, that you walk into the entrance and you're surrounded by beautiful blue toilets.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Guys, we have plans to make this look nice and fancy and, well, I mean, fancy off-grid.
I mean, as fancy as
Off-grid.
a composting toilet outhouse can be.
Yeah. Now, we decided to go with this layout for a couple reasons. One is there's 6 of us, and so Watershed management says there should be a bucket per person in your house plus 1 extra. And that gives us room to also have a urinal.
Wonderful.
Last minute decision has been made. We also have to figure out, all these barrels will be connected to one main drain for the urine diverter,
Yes.
which will then be taken out to our septic.
Yes. Which is a whole thing.
Yes.
And so honestly, I think that is probably what we got to figure that out before we do anything else, because to get that line to where the septic is going to be and to have the proper drop, and it's going through the swale, which is dug down, and it's complicated.
There's a lot of math that needs to happen, and we need to borrow someone's laser level.
Yes, because we don't want to lay any bags if we're going to have to cut through that bag with the drain pipe. I don't think we will, but just in case, we need to get a laser level and check the grade and figure out where everything's going. We'll explain this whole process of why we're doing it this way next time.
Now, another fun thing about this building is going to be that we're going to be hosting our first workshop.
Our first hyperadobe earthbag workshop.
We will be teaching you how to lay the bags, and we'll be teaching you framing.
Yep.
And we'll be teaching bottle work.
Uh-huh.
So if you would like to be part of that workshop, make sure you sign up to this email list, which is where we will be announcing it.
Yeah, and do it soon, because we're sending out the email in the next couple of days.
Yeah.
Because the event will be probably early March. So you want to make sure and it's limited spots, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
very
we
limited.
can't have a ton of people here. So limited spots, limited time, exclusive offer.
All right, you're selling it.
Yeah, so if you want to come to the workshop, just make sure you're on that email list, because we're sending the email out soon and we don't want you to miss it. How's that? Is that good for
It's
selling?
really good.
Okay.
Good job.
Cool.
Okay, guys, this is going to be a fun build, and we're excited to have a place to make a deposit in this closet. That is all for today. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, look, we got a big hole.
We'll see you soon. What are you making?
A sucker.
A what?
I don't know. You just said something.
Good job, Ada.
Don't be rude. Ada,
It will
ignore
be cool. I want to be the
What
first
is it
to try
going to be?
I'll grab her.
I'll try it.
Hammer it.
Hammer it.
You use a hammer.
Harder. Holy, you're just tapping it.
That looks good.
Okay.
Maybe move the hammer before you get up there.
Ta-da! Oh, it didn't work. I thought it was gonna roll.
How is it gonna roll in the sand?
Whoa, I thought it might move a little bit.
So you made a teeter-totter.